Hello, I'm Tom from Big Tom, and I just want to expand on something that was mentioned in the intro to MSPSL. MSPSL being mirrors, signal, position, speed and look when you're approaching a hazard. And in the video I talked about the importance of getting down to 10 miles an hour second gear. I want to expand on that because when you're doing your private driving lessons with friends and family, there's nothing quite like approaching junctions too quickly that is going to be a potential risk. So remember, they don't have the dual controls and fitted in the car necessarily, and so therefore being able to make sure that you approach junctions at the right speed is absolutely essential for safety. And let me just go over this bit here, expand on this bit here about when you're approaching a hazard. The fourth element is speed in gears. Those two are linked, very much related. You do the brakes first, followed by the gears. So I was recommending 10 miles an hour, braking to 10, and then popping it into 2. Let's just have a little look over here and see what is involved in actually doing that, because people who are learning to drive are very, very reluctant initially to actually brake and slow the car down, especially if there's drivers behind. But actually, you know, you put your brakes on and the brightest lights come on the back of your car, and you're warning other people that you are braking. Don't forget, you've already got the signal on, so people behind know what your intentions are. The eyes are first of all judging how far away you are from the junction, because we want to do this in good time. If you leave things too late, too near to the junction, you're trying to do too many jobs at once, and that's a recipe for disaster. So your eyes are trying to work out how far from the junction you are. Your feet, your right foot is on the brake to put the pressure on the brake pedal to slow the car down, and your eyes are looking at the speedo to get down to 10 miles an hour. You've got to actually momentarily take your eyes off the road to check your speedo to get to 10, and put your left foot puts the clutch down. So you can see there's lots of multitasking going on here. The left hand then does the gear change. You might be doing 4 to 2, you might be doing 3 to 2, but you're going into second gear, and then the left foot brings the clutch gently up. Whenever you're going down gears, whenever you're going into lower gears, it's much more sensitive. The rate of clutch coming up, we don't want it to be not very smooth. So let's just do this bit. Look at this bit here, because this is the bit that tends to get people tend to make mistakes. If you're going to change gear, I've got a gear. If you look at this gear lever, little diagram here. If you're going to change gear into second gear, you need to visualize first of all what you're going to be doing. So you might be doing, let's say you're doing 3 to 2. You're coming out of 3. Remember, the gear lever is spring loaded to go into where the red dot is from anywhere. If you came out of 1, it would be spring loaded to go to there. If you came out of 5, it'd be spring loaded to go to there. So you're coming out of 3, and then you're having to manually pull it over towards 1 and 2 with your left hand like that. The palming method to 1 and 2, and then going into 2. You're trying to visualize what that looks like before you put the clutch down, because when people put the clutch down first before they visualized it, really anything happens. The left hand starts getting busy and it goes into any gear. So you visualize it, you pause, your right foot comes off of the gas, you pause, your left foot goes down on the clutch pedal all the way down, fully down, pause, you do the gear change that you've thought about, pause, and then you bring the clutch gently back up again. As you can see, there's quite a few steps just to that bit there. And if you're bowling up too fast to this junction, you won't have time to do all of that. There just literally won't be time for you to do it all properly. So you end up in the wrong gear, you end up doing a positional change like this. You're cutting the corner. If there's a cyclist coming along, that could be dangerous, or you might leave it too late and you end up having to do a lot of steering because you're coming into the minor road too late, really, in effect. You may even not be able to judge whether it's good to turn right, because you just haven't had time to look to see whether the oncoming vehicle, how close they are and what speed they're coming at. basically what I'm trying to get at is if you don't get this speed down on the approach to junctions, the consequences are very real. This is a very practical thing, learning to drive, and so consequently it is in your interests in the early days to pick a straight bit of road which is really, really quiet, and just find something, a reference point, a lamppost or whatever it might be, a tree that's on the side of the road, and just try to pretend that's a junction and have a go at working out what 12 car lengths looks like, and then have a go at trying to do these things, because this is all multitasking gone mad really, and a lot of stuff going on here between your hands, your feet and your eyes. And I would practice doing it without actually involving going left or right in the early days. Just concentrate on getting the speed down, getting it into the correct gear, and then once you feel confident that you're getting that and you're actually doing it right correctly plenty of times, then that's the time to then start doing it on junctions. So don't rush this really. This is quite an important bit, because we want you when you're practicing with your friends and family, we want everything to be nice and safe.